We ready? All right. All right, now, let's get rolling here. All right, so we obviously coming off a bye week now, which came at a very good time for us. Anytime you get in this game 4, 5, 6, area, whenever your bye week falls, if it falls in that time, it's good timing. To be able to, yes, to rest and recharge, reset your focus, reset everything about the, really that you've done, self-scout. Spent a lot of time recruiting as coaches, on the road, seeing games, seeing kids. But for us, it really came at a good time because we were able to take some time to reflect on that first third of the season, right, which was very, very deserving. Look, I was extremely proud of the way the guys came out of the gate sprinting and really pushed through that first third of the season. I mean, it was not always easy, and they did. The thing we have to understand now is we're going into that middle third of the season, okay, and we're in a good place today. But there's a lot of things that take place in this part of the season. Anybody that's a fan of college football or has been around college football knows that this is that time where, to equate it, you're out on a boat and you've been on, you're far enough away where you can't see the shore anymore. You can't see where you started, but you're so far out if that boat goes down, you ain't swimming back either. So, you don't see the start or the finish right now, and it's that part of the season where you have to really make sure that you bring it every single day. And a lot of the things we've talked about with the team is, the things are won, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, during the week because it's fun, it's exciting, it's an exciting time, and I want the guys to be excited, but also to understand that this part of the season now is it's to protect what we've already done. Okay, we put a lot into that, and you have to protect that, and it's not easy. Okay, and it doesn't just come with having talent. It doesn't just come with believing you're going to win. None of that stuff. That's like saying momentum's going to carry you over to the next season or the next week. We don't believe that. We don't work on that. We don't talk about that. I talked to the team after practice today, and I told them this. I said, probably the most common thing in all of college and professional sports are super talented teams that don't have any trophies and great players that don't have any rings, right? Because it takes a lot more than talent and expectation to really go out and be able to gather rings and trophies and those things. It's a lot required. There's a lot you have to sacrifice, right? And look at it in terms more of trading out than sacrificing. But you have to trade things out in your life, right? You have to elevate your preparation every single day in practice. I mean, this is the most important day of the season right here, right? This day is. And tomorrow is the most important day of the season. We play one-game seasons, and it's extremely important that our guys understand that, and I think they do. We had a really good practice today. I was excited to see them running around, the focus, the intent, the sense of urgency. So, like I said, it's not carrying on what we've already done. Right? That doesn't happen. It's all about us going out and playing this middle third of the season to our best ability now. So, with that, open any questions?
Questions? Jackson?
Virginia Tech obviously made a coaching change a few weeks ago. What have you noticed different from them from those first 3 games over?
A lot of the same players. I mean, look, it's they've got talent on their roster, all right? They've played. If you look at, we wrote it down earlier. Who's this? How did I know it'd be you? The teams that they've lost to. I mean, they're combined 15-5, 15-6, something like that. I mean, they're good football teams, and some of them are very close games, especially going into the fourth quarter. Since they made a change, and look, I think Brent Key is a great man. really good football coach. And you hate it anytime that happens in an organization, and you hate it for the people in the building. That's what you really hate it for. But he's put together a good roster. He's got discipline instilled in the team, and look, there's you can sit there and talk about it and whatnot, but really at the end of the day, none of that really matters. Right? It matters what we're able to go out and do against the opponent that's on the field on Saturday. So, look, I've been in that situation. A lot of people here have been in that situation. Probably earn even more respect for that team each week or this week.
On the same subject, you went through the same thing. When you took over, did you try to look to make changes or just to coach up what you had and try to just move forward and keep everyone engaged?
Goodness, I mean, that's 3 years ago, man. Like, I barely remember yesterday. Struggle with remembering yesterday, especially last week. 3 years ago was a long time ago, and it has zero impact on right now. But look, I turn on the tape. Statistically, they've improved in every facet. They're playing disciplined football. What happened here 3 years ago doesn't have a bearing on this game. But understanding that when that did happen here, and we were able to rally the team together, and they played with a chip on their shoulder. That's what we expect this Saturday.
Yeah, the way the Wake Forest game played out sort of drive home the point that the margin of error every single Saturday is so slim. And
Wake versus
Georgia Tech,
okay.
yeah, not Virginia Tech. Just you guys got to be ready to come to play no matter who you're playing.
Our margin is not big. Look, you could take every opponent coming up for the next 5, 6, 7 weeks, and shake it up and throw it on the table, and anybody can beat anybody any day. So, I mean, the margin we know is small. I was proud of the way the guys fought through a lot of those in the first part of the season, and look, that's going to happen again. Right? There's going to be more games like that, and we have to be prepared for that. We have to expect that. Now, do we want them to be nice and easy? Okay, well, yeah, I think everybody would want that, but that's not necessarily ever going to happen. So we prepare for it to be 4 quarters and then some, every week. And but yeah, now look, we got to play better football too. Right? We played about as poor of a half of football as we could have played in that first half, and that's something we had not played that poorly for that extended amount of time. But the intangible things that are part of good football teams were there. The belief, the expectation, the not quitting, all those things were there. But yeah, we've got to expand that margin. The only way to increase that margin is through your preparation.
You talked about the bye week coming at the right time. Just how much of it was kind of balancing rest and also kind of staying sharp, and kind of do you feel like y'all struck that pretty well?
I don't know. There's not. I mean, if I had a gauge to test it, I would have been perfect on it. But only thing I can look at is the way we practiced on Sunday, the way we practiced today, and I would say that it definitely came at the right time, and we definitely benefited from it.
Rick.
Kind of along those lines, you mentioned you liked what you saw today, but what are the concerns you have coming off of a layoff, especially when you had a first third of the season that you have a lot to be proud of and celebrate?
I mean, I could sit here and give you coach speak and rattle off 100 things that you're concerned about, but there's no more concern today than there is, before the second game of the season, or there will be before the, whatever 10th game of the season, 11th game. I mean, there's nothing to do with a bye week or not being a bye week with that. I trust the team. I truly trust this football team. They do things the right way, and that their belief is the right way.
When you look at growth of the team and the program overall, this year you guys have played behind a couple of times and have found ways to come back. Just overall, what does that do for a team and the resiliency factor as you guys, want to get to where you are?
Yeah, kind of going on what I said a second ago, that you'd love to play every game and have the lead the whole time, and you'd love to score every possession you have it, and the other team not to ever score. But I don't think that's ever happened in the history of football. So, again, not to give coach speak, but we're worried about one thing, and that's the day we're in. Right? You can't look behind, you can't look forward. We have to understand how fragile this is. All right. I think anybody that watched college football last Saturday, and a lot of our guys were able to, since it was a bye week, they were able to see that. Right. And like I said, talent alone is not enough. Believing alone is not enough. Thinking it's going to carry over momentum is not near enough. Our goal is to have the best day and treat every day like it's the most important. And if we do those things the right way, we'll continue to elevate the program the way we all want to.
Who won the home run derby the other day?
Winners have to hit a home run, right?
Did anybody?
Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative. Now, if you counted them going out of the infield, actually after it was over, I think Joe Mosley knocked one out. Joseph Mosley did, but everybody thinks you can get up there and they just kind of toss you the ball. Ramsey was saying, I think Strickland was up there throwing. And he's throwing about 45, 50, but what they didn't realize, they didn't take into account, and they're Georgia Tech students now. You should understand like the distance and timing of speed and force. And also now they're standing like 15 feet from you with the cage and throwing that thing 45, 50. I mean, it's about like 95, right? So, some of the baseball players, a lot of the players were out there, and they were definitely making fun of some of our guys trying to swing the bat. But it was fun. I appreciate James, accommodating us and letting us go over there. And that's the cool thing about Georgia Tech is the different sports, different teams, all pulling for each other, all being connected that way. Ramsey was telling some stories about during the game the previous Saturday how their team was out there practicing, and they had it on the jumbotron and were watching at the end. So that's pretty cool to know that your fellow student athletes are behind you, just like we will be with them this year.
You talked about the middle part of the season, right? Being last year in October is kind of when health-wise you had some tough injuries. How blessed are you this year to have, be as healthy as you are as a roster, and kind of what are y'all doing to keep that up in this middle part of the season?
You can't predict what's going to happen. We got really good training staff, really good strength and conditioning, really good nutrition, and that's all part of it. It's part of the way we practice. We're constantly trying to find a better way. I don't believe in just doing something because you've always done it and doing it that same way. As soon as I walk out of here, we'll look at our practice tomorrow and see exactly from the science part of it, from the contact part of it, from what we need, from reps, from development, all those things, and it's all about player availability, right? A lot of it's fortunate and luck. Can't control it, but you can try to prevent it. So we do everything we can to try to prevent that. We've been in a good place so far. Knock on wood. Look, injuries are part of the game. They are, and that's why we talked so much this offseason about increasing and acquiring depth in the program. Right? Always injuries are going to occur. You can't predict them. You don't know who they're going to be, but it's got to be the next man up.
Anything else, Rob?
Last week, Coach Faulkner talked about maybe trying to take some of the load off of Jamal at running back and getting other guys involved. Trey was cleared to play, but he felt he hadn't practiced enough. Do you feel like he's ready to get out there and maybe make a contribution?
Yes. Yeah, he's had a good week of practice to this point.
Bye-week tradition always decorate the place for Halloween. I was wondering how that went, what progress we have on decorations and everything, and if there's any early front runners for costumes.
Probably about 65% completed. Process will be a lot slower now, though. I was able to spend last Saturday between soccer game and was able to work the Saturday part and get a lot of things done. it's gonna be pretty cool this year. Really cool. Added some more horror film characters, life size. Really like high level like costumes and masks, fake blood. I mean, it's just realistic looking too, like on the clothes. I mean, do you know the story behind Michael Myers' mask?
Yes.
Do you really? Wow. So you're one of the only ones. Does anybody else know it? So,
Same story, but.
well, okay. So
do you want me to share what I know
let's see what
of
you
it?
know. Let's see what you know.
It was a Spock mask that they had
William
transformed.
Shatner's.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And they just cut the sideburns and the eyebrows off and made the hole bigger for the eyes and spray painted it white. I was blown away. That's awesome.
I got you, man. So what other
Spooky season.
what other horror film inspirations do we have? Are we
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
All right.
And is this a collaborative process, whole family, or do you spearhead this?
I kind of drive it.
Okay.
There's a couple of zombies. There's a zombie football player. Probably Freddy Krueger this year is going to be the best. There's some cool new additions, though. Look, I like to stay up here and act like I take pride in putting all these decorations up. I mean, there's help. Believe me. I don't have near enough time to do all that, but I have some good ideas, though, right? Freddy Krueger, pretty good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Michael Myers. Several clowns. A really, really cool child in a yellow raincoat and one balloon with a clown on the other side. It was a great movie. Some witches, some ghosts. I'm gonna hide them places, kind of, maybe they can jump out at people. I love Halloween. So.
All right, with that, we'll wrap it up.
Go Jackets! Oh man, I tried. Oh, that was as serious as I could be right there. Man. That was as serious as I could be. I brought the Freddy Krueger mask in yesterday.